Here we go. I am Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. And I am super excited to have the honor of sharing brilliant, bright stars, amazing, impacting the world in wonderful, beautiful ways with their passion, their message, and something that could touch and change your life or someone you know. People that are brilliant from all over the world. And today's brilliant person is Terry J. Walker. Super excited to have Terry here. She is the founder of Bridging the Gap Training. She's a corporate trainer, an author, a coach, and the host of IAM Power Hour. So I'm excited to hear more about all of that. So tell us about yourself, Terry, and how you got here. And of course, we're going to need to learn lots of other things, especially about this IAM Power Hour. I want to hear about that too.
Well, thank you so much, Jessica, and I am so grateful to be here with you today. I'm always up to have a good time and to get the message out and to do some things. The I Am Power Hour is actually a television show. It started out as a podcast on Transformation Talk Radio many years ago, a few years back, and then it's turned into a television show that's being featured on Amazon, Roku, and Mupo Entertainment. And so I'm really excited about that because I've gone out and I've met a lot of wonderful, wonderful people who have the courage. And the tagline for the I Am Power Hour is the courage to rise and thrive. And I am meeting people who have had the courage, even through the pandemic and these unprecedented times, to have the courage to rise and thrive and to help others to do the same. And so it's just turned out to be absolutely a wonderful, wonderful time this last year.
That's awesome. So, what does it look like to work with you, the Bridging the Gap training? So, how do you work one on one? Do you work with workshops or group coaching, or are you mostly working with corporate business? So, tell us what it's like to work with you.
Well, I'm really excited about Bridging the Gap training. Actually, my background is in mental health, and I used to run residential treatments. And so I've done a lot of mental health work in the past. And with that, I worked with families, of course, and worked with adolescents and children. So Bridging the Gap kind of became an idea from there many years ago. And I started writing some books about that and doing some trainings for daycares and things like that. And as we have all changed and technology, and then of course with the pandemic and all these unprecedented times, I had all of this information and there was so much change and confusion. And as we know, anxiety, stress, depression, diabetes, all of these types of things are an addiction are on the rise. So I created Bridging the Gap yet again and turned it into an actual course for parents and educators to work together for the socialization and emotional well-being of our children, because there's just not enough mental health to go around now.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a full 8-hour course filled with videos, modules, if you will, that
Mm-hmm.
are downloadable and you can actually utilize and go in on your own time. And then once you complete it, you will receive actually a certificate of training from me. In regards to bridging the gap, and also be able to present that to maybe the powers that be, whether it's human services or it may be the education system, along with the syllabus to be able to maybe help provide some CEU trainings and credits for that. It came because we had a gap that was filled with, anxiety, depression, stress. And then the bridge was to help us to have better communication, establish healthier relationships, and be able to work together to help to promote and understand the different aspects that we all go through and to actually bring us together and get across that gap. So we're bridging it. Then, now, Bridging the Gap is expanding because, as you mentioned, I am a corporate trainer. So we're expanding that out into corporations, organizations, and even small businesses, where I'm doing some lunch and learns. And I do a lot of things on mental health awareness, which are hot topics. My
Mm-hmm.
biggest and hottest topic is diversity, equity, and inclusion. We've got so much anger and issues and divisiveness going on now in the landscape that we are living in. And my whole focus is to bring people back together. I bring stories, experiences, and all of that with it. We're also discussing stress management and even positive parenting techniques and of course, resiliency and overcoming fear-based thinking. So I'm really excited about both. I'm excited about, getting the one out there for the educators and the parents, but also we are expanding into virtual lunch and learns at this point and can create some things to help with the corporations or organizations or even your small business.
That's awesome. So when you do it with the corporations and the small business, is there like workshops and group
Yes.
coaching that's available for those packages and things? That's good.
Yes,
Good.
yes. So we're really having a good time because I'm a professional life coach along with a certified executive coach, and so I'm bringing all of these things together. And I'm also a Jack Canfield success trainer.
Ah,
So I'm bringing all of my experience, even back from the mental health days, and bringing it all together along with the experiences and the things that I've gone through to create some powerful stories and pull all of this together to help other people have, just like the IAM Power Hour says, the courage to rise and thrive.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's amazing. And it's so needed and it's so versatile. So, an individual or a family or, what I was going to say is PTAs and,
Yes.
Montessori schools and charter schools and public schools and, all these different organizations can really take advantage of this. And it's not just for children, like you mentioned, employees and staff. And, I think that one of the brilliant things that should come from everything we've experienced in the last couple of years is combining and collaborations between physical health facilities and places and mental health. I mean, yoga pulls some of that in, that concept, but we have all these workout gyms all over the world that are, really focused on, pumping iron, right? But I think
Mhm.
incorporating in all of those kinds of facilities as you take care of your body to also take care of your spirit and your mental health is really the powerful trifecta, right? That combination.
You absolutely nailed it. And, I'm big on, spiritual growth and things like that. And I'm a true believer that everything starts from the inside out. And
Mhm.
if we can't control the things that go on outside of us, but what we can control are our thoughts, our words, and our actions,
Mhm.
and even our emotions.
Yeah.
And, coming from the mental health field, mental health has had such a stigma and a bad rap for so many years.
Mhm.
But it's like our emotional health, and we don't want to get that confused with mental illness.
Right.
But these things, if they go untaken care of, not taken care of, then they're going to turn into an illness. We go from a feeling of dis-ease into, if we don't manage it, a disease state. And
Mhm.
so I do a lot of teaching about that. And I've surrounded myself with a lot of spiritual and wellness people who have helped me even to grow and overcome that I can even actually bring or recommend and bring to the table as well. So I'm very excited about all this. And this, in turn, is how we are bridging the gap.
I love that. Is there anything else before we talk about your educational action item tip today that you want to share about your company or what's going on with your business?
Well, we're coming out. We're redoing the website, so by the time this really gets out and going, it will be redone. So there's a lot of great things there. We're keeping up, and I'm providing a lot of tips, tricks, and tools of the trade in some of our emails and things like that. So feel free to go to my website at IamTerryJWalker.com and sign up for the email. I've got some free tips and tricks there as well. But also, you can also find out more about Bridging the Gap and what we're doing and how that's growing. And we're working very steadily and readily on that. So I'm very excited about it. It's a new day, new year, and a new you all the time.
I love that. And speaking of your website, let's just pop that up here. Now we will have this information in the article that we share with you. So all the ways to reach Terry J. Walker, you'll be able to find. You'll also we'll update it if there's any changes when Terry makes them, as long as she lets us know. We'll update it in the article. We'll also be putting it in the comments below. So if you'd like to reach out to her, she'll be on all of these and watching the comments on all these posts and these live streams. So go ahead and throw something in the chat and talk to us. And that's her website. All right. Do you want to give us something that we can use or do to improve our lives?
Oh, I would love to. Thanks for asking. I've always got some like kind of little tip, trick, and tool of the trade, if you will. But my website says I am Terry J. Walker, and the name of my company is actually Inspire and Motivate with the acronym I am. And I am are two very key, powerful words for what you choose to put after them create your reality. So, what I have done, and one thing that helped to turn my life around many years ago when I was in the deep trenches, if you will, was I began the power of affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
And beginning that with I am, and coming up, and what I utilized was what I call my ABC game. And I would start with the letter A, and I would say, I am. And I would do this when I would go out for a walk or exercising or even driving down the road. I am, and something positive that began with the letter A, able, abundant, anything that I could come up with. And that helped to even increase my vocabulary. And then I would go to the letter B, C, and all the way down. Now, when you get to X, Y, and Z, I have a disclaimer. It gets a little difficult there, but you can always turn around and start back over on the alphabet again. And that even helps to increase your vocabulary. And as you do this and continue to move on, your ways of thinking begin to change and become more positive. And I found that I began to grow from within. I felt better about myself. And then when I was in having conversations with other people, I was finding that I was using these words that I had been practicing on I am. And so you can take I am, utilize it with your ABC game as I've given you, but then you can also change it to I am, I can, and I will. So I hope that helps out and provides a little tip, trick, and tool of the trade.
I think that's a wonderful trip. And I was just thinking about what a beautiful gift that would be for any holiday, birthday or holiday season or Mother's Day or whatever, to be able to do one for someone you love, right?
Yes.
So you are, and then go through the alphabet and choose beautiful words, a handwritten note, and genuine compliments and inspiration to someone else can mean so much more than the next techie, electronic-y gadget that'll end up in the yard sale next month, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I get it.
Awesome. All right. Well, one of the reasons profound professionals exist is because amazing individuals are really standing out and stepping apart in their industry itself, but they also really have something beyond themselves, beyond their business that they're trying to do to benefit the world. And can you share with us some of the causes and focus and things you care about that you'll be supporting, and maybe you'll inspire someone else to do it too for this year?
Well, my big support is obviously for the well-being of our children. They're our up and coming future. And also my heart is with the elderly, and I love helping and working out with them, and some things that I'm about to start doing with them, and going to some assisted living and nursing homes to create some programs and projects there. And then of course my overall is pets. So, it's children, pets, and elderly are the ones that touch my heart. So that's my passion.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm excited because we have a bit of extra time with you. And so we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics on the whole planet, which is books. I listen to them, read them. I am just total. Right now, my daughter and I are reading Harry Potter. So I'll say it the way they say it. I'm a total nutter when it comes to books, right? I know mental health, we're not supposed to say things like crazy and nutter, but I'm totally nutter about books. And
I love it.
so So share with us a book that inspired you for your business, your personal life, or just something that you just really love.
Well, I read a lot of self help and self growth books. And of course, my books that I have written also kind of are basis on that as well. But the book that primarily that I kind of call and utilize as kind of my Bible, if you will, is Wayne Dyer. I'm a huge Wayne Dyer advocate, and it's Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, the Book of Wisdom of the Tao. And it's one that I just can always easily, because it's written in short chapters and verses, and it's one that I can easily refer to. And that book actually helped me to understand too the power of affirmations. And of course, Dr. Dyer also, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And
Oh,
so I am a huge advocate for that because he is the one that helped me to begin to change the way I looked at things. And when I did, the things I looked at changed. And so that's where even the power of the affirmations and where I became creative on creating the I am alphabet game, if you will. And so those are his books, and a lot of others along those lines are the ones that I use. But that's probably one of the main ones that changed my world.
I love that. I'd also invite you if you want to share the books you've written. I'd love to hear about those books as well.
Well, I have my primary book, and it's been out a few years, but I've gotten a lot of response and things like that on it. And that is The Resume of Life, Becoming Consciously Aware Through Spirit, Mind, and Body.
Mm.
I also put out a short book of promoting positive self esteem in our children, and that launched number one in parenting education. It'll be 2 years in January when I put that out. And so and then I've got Bridging the Gap, a parent's guide, and Bridging the Gap, an educator's guide, but I've incorporated those predominantly into those modules we were talking about for parents and educators. And then I'm getting ready to start my next book, which is, so you're the first to hear,
We're
which is,
here.
uh,
You hear that?
which is The Resume of Life 2, Going Home. And so I'm really excited about where that's going to come out and when that gets out and gets going. It'll probably be out sometime late next year, but it's going to be kind of a sequel and an ongoing thing of The Resume of Life. So becoming consciously aware through spirit, mind, and body is where it all kind of began. And going home is kind of the next phase of this. So it's going to be coming out probably the end of next year.
So, what I love about this format and being able to live stream globally across the world, across many, many platforms, and feature brilliant, amazing people like Terry J. Walker, is that you just don't know who might have needed to hear this message today. So, be kind and share it. You never know what life might be touched by it. These people that the world is sending in my direction with such powerful energy are the kind of people who are profoundly making a beautiful, beautiful impact on the world for the better. And we need that wave and that movement to be so, so strong. So if you are a profound professional or you know someone who is passionate about a speaking topic or a subject matter expert in something that can benefit someone else's world, please reach out to us. We'd love to feature you on this show so that you can become part of our amazing collaboration of brilliant minds touching lives. And before we say goodbye, Terry, is there one last thing that you'd like to leave our audience with?
I think the power of gratitude, and especially now, and how important that is for any and all of us to set your intentions each and every morning and to find things to be grateful for, no matter how small they are, but always keep your power of gratitude. I know I've had, and many people probably have, a lot of great grief and loss over the course of this last year or so. And I somehow knew that the power of gratitude was so very important to me. And I knew that if I kept my gratitude higher than my worries and my concerns, I would win. And sure enough, it's helped to pull me out.
That is absolutely true. Perspective too is such a big thing. Our family was talking earlier this morning, and I have an 11-year-old and my husband, we're all like, oh, there's so much to do to get ready for the holidays and for work and for school and finishing things out and grow. And we have to get the house clean. And my daughter is 11 and super blessed to have her own bathroom. We're like, oh, we got to get the bathrooms cleaned and we got to get all this stuff. And, we were talking in the car because we were all kind of getting a little, I think, a little bit tense.
Yeah.
And we were driving, and before we started, because we read when she drives, she reads to me. Right now, like I said, we're reading that Harry Potter series. But we started talking about what we had to do on our list and how we should really just be so grateful and so happy that we're not all sharing the same bathroom that we have, or you have your own, but like we have these extra. It sure suddenly changes. My husband was the first one to say that to me. I remember feeling bummed out because he had to go to work for something, and he owns his own company. And he kissed me, and he looked at me the way he does, and he said, "You know what, honey? I get to go to work. I get to." So that attitude. And that thought process really it changes it right away.
Yes.
We get to empty the dishwasher. Whoo, we thank God we got a dishwasher, because otherwise I'm hand washing. Like every little thing you think of that normally is, you can look at it as a chore, or you can look at it as a thank goodness that's happening. And so your words of wisdom are just beautiful. Thank you for closing us with that. And so again, I am your host, Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. We are a collaboration of amazing humans who are looking to make an impact on the world, to better people's lives and have us experience the joy of connection, unity, and collaboration. And be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Until next time, I'm Jessica, and this is Profound Professionals.